is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
From the east. I don't know if it's still closed, but I-40 was closed. I made it on time, dude. So I was coming down Tramway, and you know those little boards, the little ones that tell you, the little warning boards, which, and I'd heard Candy Cruz tell me that there was an accident, but I didn't hear her tell me the freeway was closed. It said freeway was closed at Eubank. Find another route, so I didn't want to get caught in that, so I came down Central. And it was working out pretty well until I got to Louisiana. Dude, Louisiana's closed at the fairgrounds. Central's closed at Louisiana, right at the fairground. So just and then northbound. Look at me. You play the traffic stinger. Northbound 25 was a mess because that project at Comanche. So give yourself a little time this morning. It is it's ugly out there, and it's not raining. It's beautiful. It's sunny. It's gorgeous. It's Tuesday. It's perfect. You got the opening drive in your ear, but be careful. I guess that's what happened to Adrian too, huh? Adrian probably got caught in that too. So Adrian's back, and we are up on the video stream, and you can find us on Xfinity Comcast channel 26. I'll move my camera over here. See, look at moved it the wrong way, dude. We're on our Facebook page, the OD in the AM, and we're on wherever else we're. Where's the YouTube channel for ProView Networks? Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. All right. Rookie quarterbacks are all the rage right now. By the way, I got to talk to you, dude. I got number 3 pick in the draft.
Okay.
I don't hate the 3 spot. It's a one-team keeper. I think I'm keeping Puka Nacua as my keeper.
Okay.
Although, man, Laporta's tempting. Lamar's tempting. But I think it's Nacua. I'll go over all that. Here. I'll show.
Well, speaking of rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
on the Three Dudes Fantasy Football Show episode live right now on YouTube.
Live right now?
Live, ready to go, recorded, just posted.
So, I mean, hit your podcast, dude.
Three Dudes Fantasy Football Show. Don't go to it now.
No,
bookmark it, like and subscribe so you can go back to it.
Yeah.
We started off last night's episode, discussion, start or stash. Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
And a good way to attack the rookie quarterbacks, maybe late in drafts if you want to wait. I think a really good episode when it comes to those rookie quarterbacks, because those are the two that have the most potential impact in fantasy football this season.
Do you also take into account if it's a keeper league or if it's not?
Yeah. I think the keeper settings play into it.
Yeah.
Of when you get these guys and what it costs you next year.
Yeah, because that other league I'm in, that keeper league where you can get one of these guys for $1 and then you get to keep them for 3 years.
The answer is yes.
Yeah.
You want one of those guys on your roster. If it's a keeper league,
yeah,
stack Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams. Like, I am perfectly fine going back to back with quarterbacks.
You're not going to get them for both those guys for $1, but you might get, Penix. You might get, Bone. I think they'll all go for a few bucks. All right, what's going to happen in Minnesota? So the rookie is J.J. McCarthy. He looked good on Saturday? Yeah, in his debut. Now, J.J. McCarthy didn't practice Monday night. Kevin O'Connell said that he had right knee soreness. Out of precaution, this is a quote now from the former Aztec, but now the head coach of the Vikings. Out of precaution, we're going to continue an evaluation on him and get some more testing done. He's a very important player, obviously, so we want to make sure we're smart before he participates, making sure we have a good understanding of where he's at. That was his quote. Played 30 snaps the preseason, 11 for 17, $188, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. I gotta believe they're trending, JJ, and especially with a setback, with a knee injury. I gotta believe they're trending Sam Darnold to open. And if they don't win a bunch of games, and that's I told you that's one of the really intriguing teams to me, because 2 years ago they were the number 2 seed, and yeah, the roster's different, but there's still a lot of pieces there. By week, I don't know, 4, depending on how they do, that maybe you're looking elsewhere. They open up at the Giants, and then they get San Francisco, Houston, Green Bay, and the Jets, and the Lions, and the Rams.
Yeah, that's the kind of stretch that can have people screaming for J.J. McCarthy.
Right.
Just why not? You invested a first-round pick in him, especially if he just continues to look competent in the preseason. People are going to be saying, get the reps in now. Why wait?
My gut tells me you get Sam Darnold, and maybe they beat the Giants. It's on the road.
And I could see them, just letting Sam Darnold play that stretch.
How far through? Then they get San Francisco at home, Houston at home, at Green Bay. Well, I'll tell you where. Then they get the Jets, and then their bye week comes. Right. So they get 5 weeks. They get the bye week. They make the change. And by the way, after their bye week, they get the Lions and the Rams. I mean, that's freaking brutal, by the way. It eases up, I guess. Later, then it's Indy, Jacksonville, Tennessee, Chicago, Arizona, Atlanta. But that's a stretch, man.
And I think that's probably why Kevin O'Connell has leaned into
I think that's right.
Sam Darnold taking it slow with J.J. McCarthy.
I think that's 100% right. And so they'll let Sam Darnold get beat up, and look, Sam Darnold, see, he ain't any good, and I don't know why people keep signing him, and then they'll go to the rookie. I think that's probably right.
And then midway through the season, you should be able to have T.J. Hawkinson get back in the lineup, play a little bit, coming off his ACL injury, and then you can have J.J. McCarthy working with Justin Jefferson, Hawkinson, assume Addison probably figure out or be past his potential suspension stuff.
When's his suspension? Is it 6 games?
His off-season issues.
How long? What did he get? A drunk drive? What did he get? What was his
DUI?
So he's going to get a game, maybe, right? He's not getting multiple games for a DWI, is he?
It's just a DWI.
Well, no, honestly. What do you think he's getting?
Could be 2 games.
All right, what's Rashee Rice getting then?
The Rashee Rice suspension, one thing, maybe talk that up to your buddies in your fantasy league.
Yeah.
But this is feeling a lot like Alvin Kamara. where
4
he
games?
won't miss games until next year.
Really?
There's nothing other.
By the way, I took Kamara last year, and he was golden for me for a while. When he came back,
there's stuff that's ongoing, but we're 3 weeks away from the start of the football season, and there's nothing that's come down yet.
So, I don't want to belittle a DWI. It's a relatively, I don't want to say common either, but I don't want to say it's a not uncommon offense. It doesn't make it acceptable, or please, I'm not saying it's okay. Can we agree what Rashee Rice did was at a different level? We can't?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter if it's a different level or not. Is the NFL going to suspend him now and with the case not moving forward, and then if the case moves forward, suspend him again?
We all have the video, man. We see the dude walking away. Okay. We see the car. We see the guy walking away.
We all had the video of Alvin Kamara, and they didn't.
You're right. No, you're right. You're right. All right. Lions running back Jahmyr Gibbs. Keep this in mind as you do your fantasy drafts, because everybody's doing a fantasy draft. Hamstring injury. Dude, these linger. This was at practice Monday. He was evaluated for the leg injury. He left practice early. It's not sure how bad he's injured. This is a 22-year-old coming off a Pro Bowl rookie season. He had a big year, 945 yards, 10 touchdowns, caught 316 yards worth of passes and another touchdown. David Montgomery's their number 2 guy. I think this is significant, and I'll tell you why I think it's significant. Hamstrings linger. And unless you tell me you're going to sit him for 2-3 weeks, this is one of those, man, they just, hamstrings don't go away like that. Now, I like the fact that you're deep at running back. I like that David Montgomery's there. I've always liked what Craig Reynolds gives you. But Jahmyr Gibbs is kind of special.
He does. Lives up to being a first-round selection for the Detroit Lions. It's why that offense excites so many people, and Detroit is no trendy pick in the NFC to take that step and be able to knock off San Francisco and hold off everyone else in NFC. But because you have David Montgomery, guys that you can rotate in there, the Lions should take the approach of not putting Gibbs on the football field for a while.
I mean,
because
they
have that luxury.
Yeah, even the practice field. I almost just sit him until game week. Like, honestly,
I don't. With the level of whatever hamstring strain it is, like if he misses a couple games into the regular season, this team is still going to be okay because David Montgomery, Sam Laporta, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
They open with the Rams, don't they?
Like, they can manage Gibbs and make sure it's not something that lingers for 17 weeks then into the playoffs.
How's that Sunday night game to open the season? Sunday Night Football, Rams-Lions, preview of last year's playoff. That's really good, and that's Matthew Stafford back there again. They don't even get him in L.A. Matthew Stafford's going back to Ford Field. That's pretty good. Then they get the Buccaneers, Cardinals, Seahawks, Cowboys. But that's not quite the Viking schedule, is it? Yeah, you're right. You're right. They got a little bit of leeway. All right, 505-246-0610. If you want to get in on our lead story, you can. I got an email on Eddie Nunez and the story that came out of Houston yesterday that he may be the front runner for the Houston athletic director job. You can get in on that. And then what do you do with a guy when he says trade me? Well, you don't give in right away. Here's what one team did for a guy who said trade me even though he hadn't even played a game for them yet. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbiota, JJ Buck, come on in at 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Life been shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on Pro View Networks.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Afternoons from 4 till 7 on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
505-246-0610 if you want to get in. Maurice is in on Eddie Nunez, or as he says, Eduardo. Jeff, remember a few months ago, Richard Pitino was all but gone. The OD was already floating replacements. How'd that turn out? I'm not sure we were already floating replacements, were we? He was a candidate for the Louisville job. I'm not sure we were floating replacements. We were talking about a realistic situation where he was interviewing with Louisville, right?
Yes, we were.
Did we float replacements where we were already hiring people? Maybe we were. I don't think.
So you're saying this is more of nothing? Why would he take a step from New Mexico or get an offer?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, Maurice. I'm not sure what your point is. Should we not report this or talk about it. I mean, okay. The story is, and it was in the Houston Chronicle yesterday, Eddie Nunez, the athletic director at the University of New Mexico, is a candidate for the Houston athletic job, which is open, and maybe considered the front runner, according to that report. And there's some other names that are up for that job, and you know, it's one of those where I know they've spoken. I know Eddie's spoken with them. I know they reached out. I got to believe he's going to talk to them again, and this may be a job that makes a lot of sense, man. If he's offered this position in the Big 12 with a athletic department with a budget of $100 million, with the resources they have, in the climate that is the current climate in college athletics, if this is right for him and his family to go, you know, he's got, I think his oldest daughter is a sophomore at the academy. I might be right. But yeah, you know, this is one of those you listen to, and I wouldn't blame him if this is the right one. 505-246-0610. 505-246-0610. All right, what do you do if someone comes says, I want to trade you, JJ? You're a GM. Brandon Ayuk, trade me. If I can get what I need for you, all right, maybe. Or no, right? New York Jets are in a contract standoff with Hassan Reddick. Monday, the Pro Bowl edge rusher said, trade me. Jets came back right away. No. No. We're not trading you. Hassan Reddick hadn't played for them. He was acquired from the Eagles 4 months ago, off season, in a trade. Hasn't practiced a single day with the Jets. He has been in their facility, albeit JJ one time. Came in for his physical and his press conference back on April Fool's, which, by the way, is kind of funny. This one, right? 29 years old, due to make a near only $14.25 million. He's good, JJ. He's really good. He's in the final year of a 3-year, $45 million deal. He signed that with the Eagles back in 2022. Where should he be? I mean, I'll agree with him he's underpaid. As far as the market is concerned, he's got a contract. They could say, play out your contract. Where should he be? This
is on the Jets.
Okay.
The reason he left Philadelphia is because he didn't get a contract extension.
And he wanted a new deal.
And he wanted a new deal.
He got traded.
That's why he was traded, because Philadelphia didn't want to give him a deal. So
Understand.
he said, trade me.
Yeah.
So if you're the Jets, knowing that is why he wants out, why now are you trying to spin it and go, well, he told us he'd play. Well, if he wouldn't play there, why would he play with you?
Under that contract.
Where was that miscommunication? So he wanted a trade from Philadelphia because this is the last significant contract extension for a 29-year-old edge rusher to cash in. And you bring him in, and you are in win-now mode, invest in your team, and the Jets don't extend him. This is all on the New York Jets, because there's a reason this guy left Philadelphia. He's told you from the beginning, hey, I'm not going to show up unless it's happening.
Then how do you let it get here?
And that's my main thing. So he wouldn't play for the Eagles, but you're telling us that he was going to play for you on that same deal.
So he has missed 21 days of training camp. The collective bargaining agreement does not allow teams to waive those fines. It's $50,000 a day. So counting fines and lost bonus money from the offseason bonus, he's lost. It's cost him $1.7 million to hold out. Okay? If he doesn't get a raise that's coming out of that $14.25 million. Now, if he gets a raise up to $20-something million, then it all makes sense. Okay? Quote from the Jets, General Manager Joe Douglas. We have informed Hassan that we will not trade him, that he is expected to be here with his teammates, and that he will continue to be fined per the CBA if he does not report. Since the trade discussions back in March, we have been clear, direct, and consistent with our position. Our focus will remain on the guys we have here as we prepare for the season, end quote. Now, he didn't say what his position was. Is his position we are flat out not giving you more money, or is it here's our offer? Do you know that?
Well, it sounds like from what happened yesterday was we're not trading you, right?
Right.
So
okay.
There's that. Now, when it comes to the contract stuff, like if you're the Jets, like what are you doing?
Well, I'll tell you what they're doing. They say they won't negotiate with a player unless he's in camp. Like that's their little rule. They will not negotiate with a player unless he's in camp.
Before camp.
I know.
What have you been doing all summer?
Look, 29 years old, making non-guaranteed 14.2. That's base pay. Here's a little context. Texans Daniil Hunter, 29-year-old, same sack production as Hassan Reddick over the last 2 seasons. He had 27 apiece. He signed a 2-year, $49 million contract in free agency. Probably the number that Reddick's targeting, right? It's probably what he's looking for. Over the last 4 years, he's Hassan Reddick, 50.5 sacks. That's fourth in the league over that span. First of all, this is a big piece of their defense. I always think a guy's not going to not play, right? Is a guy he's unhappy making his $14 million, but is he going to walk? He's going to be a lot less happy making none, right?
Yes, with what at that point in time, probably over $2 million or getting close. Potentially in fines. So at some point he's coming to work, right? He's going to be miserable about it, but he's going to come to work. This Reddick seems like the dude that he'll wait until
when?
Week 9.
And week 9 is significant.
And then at that point in time, like no one wins.
That's right. Week 9 is significant because that is when you have to play at least 8 games or be on the active roster at least 8 games to get credit for that 1 year, right? So, and that would allow him to go into free agency. But yeah, man. This one, how do you get here? And what do? You're the Jets. You just say, whatever, man. We're good.
Then why would you trade? That's where I get lost in this. Why do you trade for this guy in the first place?
Knowing the situation.
You knew the reason he was on the trade block and why he wanted to leave is because he wanted a contract extension.
Yeah. It's totally a fair question. All right, 505-246-0610. 888-922-0610. Emails, Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com. JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. You can watch the show, by the way. We are live on our Facebook page and all these other spots that, Comcast Channel 28. And there's that now Xfinity Comcast Channel 28, whatever it is. All right, we got a sweet deal for you coming up at 8:15. When we come back, did you see the White Sox last night? JJ asked you the question, what comes first, 30 wins or 100 losses? Well, they're going to have to go on a new streak because they beat the crap out of the Yankees last night. Like, where did that come from? We'll get into that. Aaron Boone had some explaining to do last night. Hey, it's hot, man. It's still hot. If you're driving around without window tint, that is on you, and it doesn't have to be on you anymore. Call my friends over at On the Spot Automotive Detailing. They've got you covered with their top-notch window tint services. They are a certified 3M dealer. What does that mean to you? It means they got the best product on the market. You can ask them about ceramic tint. That blocks 99% of UV and infrared rays. That keeps your car looking cool, but more, well, it depends. Maybe it's more important to look cool than feel cool. But it's both of them. Get the professional tint you need at On the Spot Automotive Detailing. And have them come out and detail your vehicle like they do for me. At the office, man, they come to you. Where it works for you, when it works for you. I don't know where their office is. Doesn't matter. They know where mine is. They come while I'm working there in the parking lot. I get a text. I go outside. My car is detailed. That means inside and outside and around the rims and under the hood. Remember when you took it off the lot? That's what the car dealers do. Detail your vehicle. Have them take care of you. There's a reason they were awarded Best in the City because they're best in the city. Schedule your appointment today. Call them at 505-859-2859. 505-859-2859. Or book online at otsdetailing.com.
This report.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here.
On 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Well, baseball's going to get really interesting here because you got the pennant races. But, yesterday we were having this conversation about the White Sox and being historically bad, right? I mean, just historically bad. Fired their manager. And 1 game out of 162, I'm not going to go nuts about. But did you see them put the paddle to the Yankees last night? 12-2, the Yankees go in there. It was the first win for Grady Sizemore, the interim manager. I'm not going to pretend I'm a White Sox aficionado, JJ. Are you familiar with Gavin Sheets and Corey Lee and Brooks Baldwin?
Heard of Gavin Sheets.
All right.
They're just trying to fit any pieces into that lineup. right now.
I'm like, even you, okay, it makes me feel better. Like, honestly. In their softball uniforms last night, in the All Blacks, they beat the Yankees 12-2. Season high in home runs, 3 of them. They had season high in hits, 18 of them. Good for them. So they're 29 and, what is it, 91? Or I asked you if they were going to get to 100 losses.
Looks like 30's in play.
30's
right
in play.
There.
Yeah, they're one shy. I think they get the Yankees again today. So the White Sox are 29 and 91. They got to lose 9 in a row to get to 100 before they get to 30. They're going to win once in their next 9 games, aren't they? Doesn't even matter who they play, but yeah. They get the Yankees twice, the Cubs, and they get the A's, and the Twins. Not like they're going through murderer's row. Twins are decent. But yeah, that damn, I was watching that last night. I'm like, where did that come from? And they kept showing Aaron Boone in the dugout. And it's like, there they are. They enter the game tied for first place, and they're playing the worst team in history almost, and just got run out of the yard. And now they're half game back of the Orioles. Whatever it means to you, it's one game. But the White Sox kicked them in the junk last night. Just nasty. Just nasty. All right, 505-246-0610. 888-922-0610. I thought this was something. Green Bay Packers, fill in the blank. The Green Bay Packers have a blank receiving core.
Good receiving core.
Okay. Young, talented, diverse, probably not great, but good, right?
Yes.
So Matt LaFleur is their coach. And I thought this quote was so good. He's innovative. He's got a young quarterback. He's got young receivers, probably 4 of them. And so he was asked yesterday, do the Packers have a true number 1 receiver? His response was, quote, I want to vomit every time I hear number 1 receiver, to be honest with you. It drives me crazy. It's something you guys talk about. I feel like we've got a bunch of them, end quote. I thought it was a great answer. I thought it was a great answer by him because Jaden Reed kind of emerged. Christian Watson seems to be the guy if he's healthy. Romeo Doubs makes big plays, especially in the red zone. Who's their number 1 receiver? Do they have to have one?
You don't have to have one. And some of this is really kind of the fantasy football mentality bleeding over.
100%.
Because it's like, who's your wide receiver 1? Who's your top target? Well, you don't have to have that. Like, if your quarterback plays good, the wide receivers are good enough, and these guys are that. They've been able to, because they have wide receivers still in their rookie contracts, haven't paid up. They made a change, investing in Josh Jacobs over Aaron Jones, so they believe Josh Jacobs a little bit more money. Jordan Love, big contract extension. Like, this is one where I'm absolutely on board with Matt LaFleur. Like, it doesn't matter. We're going to start Christian Watson if he's healthy. Jaden Reed's going to play. Wicks and Dubs are going to get their opportunities out of the slot. There you go.
Tell me why I'm not supposed to buy big into Josh Jacobs. I love Josh Jacobs. I'm watching all the fantasy things. Everybody's like, no, I don't know. Josh Jacobs not there. I'm like, really? You're putting him into that offense where not only do they run the ball, they love to throw the ball to the back. I think this is one where the passing game opens up the running game, which is kind of the reverse of where things go because of that receiving core we just talked about. Like, if he's healthy, he's in his prime. Tell me why everybody's down on Josh Jacobs.
I'm not down on Josh Jacobs at all, especially right now with what's going on in fantasy drafts, where if you look at like 10-team leagues right now with some of the average draft positions, 6 of the 10 picks in the second round are running backs. So if you want to hop on the trend and get wide receivers early, you come back in the 3rd round, Josh Jacobs is sitting there. That's an RB1.
Dude, 100%. Jaden Reed led the Packers last year, by the way, with 64 catches. He had 8 touchdowns. That tied him with Romeo Doubs for the team lead. Christian Watson had the best yards per catch average, but he only played 9 games because of that hamstring. And that's the issue. They claim that Watson in the offseason figured out what was going on with the hamstrings. You're not buying it? because it's plagued him since he's been in the league. But they say, nope, they figured it out. Christian Watson, college, by the way. Where'd he go?
North Dakota State.
Damn, dude. Yeah, I told you he's good. All right, 505-246-0610. Come on in. 888-922-0610. Email, who cares what? Lobo fan, how do you feel? Your athletic director's name and picture was on the front of the sports page of the Houston Chronicle yesterday as the lead candidate for the open AD job at Houston. How do you feel about that? 505-246-0610 is the opening drive. Hey, thank you for being with us on a Tuesday morning on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Rosendo Najar here, President of Carpenters Local 1319.
Juan Junior Gonzalez, Warden of Local 1319. Some people have a misconception about what a carpenter does.
The carpentry trade entails more than just woodworking or building houses. We are responsible for 85% of a construction job site. Everything from the superintendent on down. We have a great apprenticeship program. Information can be found on our website.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom. Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom. Boom.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bob.
Lars hates this schedule already. If I went back, I don't know how many I keep. If I just Google Lars, do you think he hates the schedule every year? Probably. Jeff, was I just dreaming, or was the Lobo football supposed to add a 13th game to fill in one of those bye weeks? They got 3 of them. They had the opportunity to add a 13th game to fill in a bye week, and they did not. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck. Glad you're with us. 505-246-0610. Big story came out yesterday, and man, my phone blew up on this yesterday. Probably not like Eddie's, right? Eddie Nunes' name, the athletic director at the University of New Mexico, has been, and this is not new that he's been linked to this job. I mean, his name has been attached to this job as a candidate probably for the last 2 months since it opened. But the Houston Chronicle ran a picture of Eddie and said that he's considered to be the front runner for the job. I know that Eddie's spoken to them at least once, and they reached out to him. And there have been positions in the past, opportunities in the past that may or may not have been right for Eddie and his family. And I think this is one of those that if they offer, that he considers it strongly. And why would he not? It's a Big 12 job. It's a athletic department budget of over $100 million. By the way, JJ, do you know the university subsidizes them right now? So you know that with Houston joining the Big 12, they left the American. They're not getting the full television distribution until after next year. So the university is subsidizing the athletic program to keep them competitive at $45 million. And from what I understand, the president is committed to 1 year into the full distribution, they'll continue to subsidize them $45 million. So whoever goes in there is in a pretty good position. They're competitive as far as resources and budget and money. They got to go out and find it. Now, they got to figure out, okay, when that $45 million goes away, where am I getting it? Well, you're getting it from TV money, but now how do I continue the revenue? JJ, here's why I think Houston's a good job. You tell me if you think I'm wrong on this. I think the Big 12, as constructed, is, I don't want to say gettable, but I think gettable is the right way to say it. that with Texas and Oklahoma gone, who is the dominant football program in the Big 12 now? Exactly. Right? There isn't one. There isn't a dominant one. There's good ones. BYU's good. Baylor's good. Oklahoma State's good. Is it Utah? There isn't a dominant one, right?
Dominant?
Right.
No.
Utah's the best one maybe right now.
Utah's the best one right now.
Okay. So if you're Houston, you have an opportunity to grow into that and be competitive on a regular basis. I think that the fan base should be, and I think this is a really good time, excited. So just think, if New Mexico was jumping into the Big 12, think how fired up the fan base would be. Remember when BYU was here for the New Mexico Bowl a couple of years ago, and it was their final game as an independent, and how excited they were going into the Big 12? The fan base was fired up. I think there's a bunch of momentum, and I got to believe that there would be money to go out and be mined corporately to put into the program. So I think it's a great time for whoever goes into that position. It's a city that is the fourth largest populous city in America. There is all kinds of resources, money, alumni, people who give a damn. I think, look, if he gets offered this position, it's absolutely one you consider.
And a lot of this, too, is just what side are you on? And right now, the Big 12 is still hanging on the side of power conference.
That's right.
And that is important with what could potentially be ahead, because a lot more people, not just administrators, but coaches, are talking about they think there's a shift coming with college football.
Well, a lot of people.
And that shift would be the super conference shift.
All right. So what does that mean? Houston's New Mexico after that?
And I think Houston is
in
on a.
Are they in
a
that
better
60?
position to be in that than New Mexico?
Inarguable. Inarguable. Text line, unnamed texter. You always want good people to succeed, and Eddie is a great guy. With this said, he's been so good for UNM, and his work isn't done here. He needs to get us a remodeled football stadium. I know he's working on it, and if he leaves, the synergy behind the drive to get this done stops. Does it? I mean, does the momentum behind whatever's going on have to stop if he leaves? Why? It'll be a different person pushing or leading the charge, but whomever would come in to follow and succeed would then be tasked with continuing and a lot of the same initiatives, man. And facility improvements are going to be one of them. But whomever would come in, and again, we're not going to start playing the candidate game here because Eddie's still in the position. But whomever it would be that would come in would be coming in at a critical time, JJ. And you've got a football coach and a basketball coach who were both hired by Eddie, who have both been very outward in their praise of Eddie, right? And I think both have written into their contracts that their buyouts change if Eddie leaves. Well, that'll all be put to the test as well. So you can get into that, 505-246-0610. Emails Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com and JJ at sportsanimalabq.com if you want to have that conversation. All right. We're talking a bunch of football stuff this morning as well. Quarterback stuff, Brandon Ayuk still... I don't even know why I said Brandon Ayuk. I guess every morning, it's like, remember when we were saying Brett Favre every day?
What's up with Brandon Ayuk?
I don't even know why. It's like, all right, whatever. I mean, this one's interesting. Martavius Bryant signed today with the Washington Commanders. You're like, Martavius Bryant. Like, I think I know. Why do I know that dude? Martavius Bryant's a receiver who last played in the National Football League 6 years ago. And he's kind of like been going through the minor leagues. 6'4", he was suspended indefinitely in 2018 for drug abuse. And he reinstated in 2023. The Commanders don't have size in their receivers. So they decided they're taking a shot on Martavius Bryant. Remember, there was like, this was super potential guy, right?
A lot of receivers are that.
Yeah. All right. That just happened this morning. So there you go. There's your flyer in your fantasy football draft. Martavius Bryant. Don't look at me like that. Dan, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. What's up, Dan?
Good morning, Jeff, JJ. Hey, guys, I won't take a lot of time, but still in the spirit of Olympics, I met a woman this last week, and she turns out that she's an old friend of my mother's. She's 95 years old, Jeff.
You're just a ladies' man. Look at you, Dan. You're meeting women everywhere.
I tell you, man, I'm hot. No. And I grew up with a couple of her kids, but she was the last time they had the Senior Olympics down in Las Cruces. She went down and she won a gold medal down there in softball toss.
Really? Softball toss at 95 years old?
Softball toss. 95 years old, dude. Her daughter Ann takes her to the gym, I think, 3 times a week. And she gets on all the ellipticals. She does all the machines. She's amazing, bro. You talk about inspirational. So don't tell me you can't get out there and do something to keep yourself healthy. This woman is just incredible. I told the family I wanted to do a shout-out this morning. So shout-out to Margaret Martinez and to her family for helping her stay healthy. And she's an amazing woman. She's got all her wits about her. She's incredible, man. Inspirational. Since we're still now in a little bit of Olympic mode, I wanted to do that shout-out for lovely Margaret Martinez.
Love that.
Okay?
Thank you, sir. See you, Dan. I think that's cool as hell. 95-year-old won the softball toss. Dude, if I can toss a bun across the table at 95, I'll be thrilled.
Get it rolled to the other side.
You know what I'm saying? Here, kid. It's like, yes. Sweet deal when we come back. I think you're going to like this one. And I got all kinds of more footy, like, I don't know. Who's your starter next week? Are you going to have a starter? The Raiders are going to have a starting quarterback. And it will be... It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on Pro View Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Gets inside the paint. Benally slicing and dicing the defense.
Good steal there. Archuleta underneath the scoop shot, and he scores. Shake and bake there to the corner for the three. That looks good. Elijah Martinez.
Diego. Stolen away by Rodriguez. Sarton's on the run again. Pass up to Jason Montoya on the right side. Spin move is up. Shot is good.
In their defense. Kick out Otero. Defender went flying by. And Otero breaks the seal. First three of the night belongs to the Huskies.
go. Here's Holland, who steals it away from Capital, getting double teamed. Here's Holland pushing his way forward and getting more points.
Working inside, got his man in the air, and there's a putback for Nico Gutierrez.
Eldorado right in this.
Eventually, that pass was going to get stolen. I saw that coming. They ran the same play 3 straight possessions.
Anna Taylor was off the steal, and
made him pay.
Puts it home. Nice shot by Anna Taylor.
Beautiful find inside, blocked by Hiron.
Got numbers.
Randall drives baseline. Cut off. That's great defense there. Benally off the quick pass. And you just can't stop these Matadors sometimes.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
What's going on? Who are you guys?
Well, sir, I'm going to pick you up at the DWI checkpoint for drunk driving.
And that's when I have to come down to get you out of jail.
Well, temporarily. I'm Judge Torres. They call him the Hammer. Hey, hot off the presses, champ.
I'm real proud of you, honey.
Way to make them happy back home, Captain. Who's that? That's your new buddy in jail.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family.
9 FM. AM 610, the sports animal. Glad you're with us. Got a sweet deal coming up for you. It's going to be pretty cool. 505-246-0610. That's how to get to us today. Emails Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com, JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. All right. Who's your Raiders quarterback, JJ? Their head coach is Antonio Pierce, said the goal is to announce a starter after the next exhibition game, which is Saturday against the Cowboys. Quote, we need to get ready to play football. And I think we all got enough film. That's what he said. Aiden O'Connell, 7 of 9. Gardner Minshew, 6 of 12. Who wins that job? They love Aiden O'Connell, don't they?
They're trying to see if there's upside in that 4th-round pick. They had the opportunity last year. Gardner Minshew, you know what you're going to get. You're going to get a guy that keeps you competitive, will push your offense forward. And the Raiders, I think with either quarterback, though, there's not that big of a difference in the ceiling of that team.
It feels like Gardner Minshew, is he just good enough to give you 2 or 3 games? Because Gardner Minshew has been good. Gardner Minshew has been average. Gardner Minshew has been below average. If Gardner Minshew gets the reps, is he good enough to be a starting NFL quarterback? I'm not telling you a star. Is he good enough to be a starting NFL quarterback?
He showed you that last year.
I think so, too. And everywhere he gets brought in, just as a placeholder. And feels like this was his opportunity to win a job, right? Otherwise he's going to bounce around until he's 106.
Yeah, Gardner Minshew is backup quarterback, good with decent starter potential to get you by.
Right. And I think that's kind of where that is show me, I don't know. I always thought that if he gets a little bit of time, if he gets the opportunity, would that guy be good enough to do it at that
7
level.
and 6 and 13
I mean,
starts.
7 and 6 and which is better than a hell of a lot of guys who are considered starting quarterbacks, right? So, all right, all that noise you hear in the background, that's our sweet deal today. Guys, you can come on in. I mean, you know, don't be afraid to touch it. Not like it won't.
Here we go. Here we go.
I can touch it. We got a sweet deal for you. What's up, fellas?
Good morning. Good morning.
Joe, Dustin? Joe,
Yes.
No, I mean,
yes, you got it.
I'm like, hey, Joe, Dustin.
Joe, Dustin.
that was my introduction. Hi, guys. How are you?
Good. How about yourself?
Excellent. And appreciate you coming in. We got a sweet deal for you today, and I think you're going to really like this. It's called Gather Nob Hill. It's a community-driven craft cocktail bar with upscale, shareable plates. They got a DJ. Here's our deal, and then they're going to tell you about it. You go to our website. It's sportsanimалabq.com. Get there at 9 o'clock because I think these are going to go. And you get, for just $30, you get $60 worth of Gather Nob Hill. That's the deal. Is that correct? Or am I and 3128 social. All right. Well, guys, tell us about it. Tell us about your spot.
Gather's our craft cocktail bar.
Yeah.
More small plates driven. And then 3128 Social House is a play on the address, but it's our sister restaurant next door. More entree focused, date night, family side, great patio, great chef.
And I'm going to guess Nob Hill. Is that, I mean, I'm just,
correct.
look, what do I know? I'm just taking from the name.
Bryn Mawr and Central.
I shouldn't assume. Like, you could be Gather Nob Hill and be, I don't know, but you are in Nob Hill. All right, where are you? Exactly.
Bryn Mawr and Central.
Oh, all right, sweet. So you're you got a great location, and to me, I think that's a vibrant spot in town. Like, I think that's where people go. So your spot, and how long you been there?
Going on 2 years.
Really? And this is, you say it's a dining experience that feels like home. Explain that.
Well, it's just like everything that we do there. It's very welcoming at both of our locations. We try to have a great selection, like from wine lists to our craft cocktails to our food. Everything that we bring in is definitely fresh. We get a lot of stuff from our farm. So what we do, we try to offer an awesome experience without the price, and we try to make that we try to do that without being pretentious. We don't want to be a pretentious place, and that's what we want to make it an everyday place. If you want to come in your PJs, that's fine.
Do you have people in their PJs?
Yeah. You'll be surprised what we get in there.
You got people in there, so Blazers to PJs, is that where we are?
Yeah,
all right, no, it's good, and they're all welcome. All right, so it's Gather Nob Hill and 3128 Social is where the community meets cuisine, which I actually really like. I always think there's so many spots, and everybody's trying to make the menu special, menus stand out, and atmosphere is great, and I think it's important. But bottom line is, people want to go in and they want to grab, they want something really cool. How do you guys get creative with that? I always wonder about that because my dad back in the day was in that industry, and I always would watch him try to get creative. And I don't know. I look at menus all the time, and I'm looking for something to pop. And I think it's tricky for you because you want it to make sense. I don't want to have to go, what the hell is that? Because if I do, I'm just going to go to something I know. Right? Give me the burger. So how do you play with the menu, make them attractive?
Well, we're definitely a very seasonal place. So like we work with a lot of local ingredients and seasonal ingredients. We try to get, like I said, we try to get the best product as possible.
Yeah.
So we get a few ingredients to enhance the main ingredients. So we don't make it where it's like it's overwhelmed with like heavy spices or like heavy sauces and stuff. We let the food speak for itself.
Yeah, no, and if it's quality, then it's quality, and it's going to be good. Right. You guys got a website that people can go check you out?
Yeah, Gather Nob Hill and 3128 Social House.
So it's Gather Nob Hill and 3128 Social?
GatherNobHill.com.
Okay. Yeah, so if you want to take a look at it before you buy, and you've got a little over a half hour, GatherNobHill.com and 3128socialhouse.com. You can go take a look at the atmosphere there. You can go take a look at the menu. And then here's the deal, man, and these are going to go, and they're going to go really quickly. Hit our website, sportsanimалabq.com. Get there at 9 o'clock because that's when these go live. And for just $30, you get $60 worth of goodness at Gather Nob Hill or 3128 Social House. It's going to be good at either place, right? And you're open for lunch and dinner or just dinner?
Just dinner.
All right. What time you open?
4 o'clock.
Dude, it's a spot. Now, I'm not going to lie. I'd love to sit here and tell you I've been there. I will tell you. I'll look you both in the eye. Tell you I will be there. I'm always looking for a new spot, so we're coming.
We're going.
I'm not looking for anything special. I'm just telling you I'm coming. Can I get a table? That's all I want. Yeah. All right, fellas, enjoy. Again, it's our sweet deal. It's on our website, sportsanimалabq.com. Click on the sweet deal icon. Do it at 9 o'clock. It is 3128 Social House and Gather Knob Hill, and you can go check out their websites and learn about them if you don't know. If you do know, well, if you know, you know, and you're going to take advantage of it. $60 for just $30 is our sweet deal. Take advantage of that. Fellas, best of luck to you. Continued success with the restaurants and the spots.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mir here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Try this shit better than all my intentions. Locked in shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I give you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready.
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Just at lunch there a couple weeks ago. Didn't even know that was it. Opening drive, Jeff Simieta and JJ Buck. Hey, thank you for spending some time with us here on The Sports Animal. JJ, this whole thing on this bronze medal for Jordan Childs is why don't they just do the right thing and give them both the bronze medal?
Because one of them didn't earn a bronze.
Which one?
The one that was placed into third, or the one that the Romanian gymnast, I should say, because wasn't the correct thing applied, which got Childs to third.
Yeah, but the Romanian is going to get the bronze. The Court of Appeals,
because that's not an appeals court. If you can't overturn a ruling.
I mean, you can't. So why don't they just get it right? Okay, how about that? And to get it right would be to give Jordan Childs the bronze. And if literally we're talking about a 4-second delay, which, by the way, the United States Gymnastics says absolutely not. And here's the timestamp, and we got it in on time. And now this court of arbitration for sport is saying, "Oh, you're right, but we can't overrule ourselves." Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
And again, can I go back to my premise? Why can't we just get this right?
It seems simple. They provided evidence that they indeed were within the 1-minute time limit, but yet the IOC is like, we stick with the initial ruling regardless, we don't change. Then what do you have any process for after the fact?
Are you giving the medal back? By the way, I'm gone. I'm back home. Bleep you. Honestly,
we gotta send a repo crew to your
seriously,
place and look for the bronze medal.
Seriously, like you know, an arbitration panel will not reconsider this decision, which is asking Jordan Childs to return the bronze medal. She was awarded this as the floor exercise. USA Gymnastics says it will continue its efforts. Quote, this is USA Gymnastics in a statement. USA Gymnastics was notified by the Court of Arbitration for Sport on Monday that their rules do not allow for an arbitral award to be reconsidered even when conclusive new evidence is presented. We are deeply disappointed by the notification. We'll continue to pursue every possible avenue and appeals process, including the Swiss Federal Tribunal, to ensure just scoring placement and medal award for Jordan. End quote. You guys, I mean, we're talking about a bronze medal in the floor exercise, but it means a lot to this young lady, and it should. You saw it right there on your television screen, what it meant to her and what it meant to the Romanian girl, too. I mean, it sucks for her, and it's like this thing, they screwed this up so badly. And the answer is just get it right. Like, you know, like in football, when we have replay and it takes a long time. Well, as long as they get it right, right? There's an appeals process. Well, you said to me yesterday, well, but if they were 4 seconds outside of the time, there's a time frame. And if they miss by 4 seconds and by the letter of the law, you are right. Well, it ends up that they weren't 4 seconds outside of that. They were 15 seconds inside of it, or 13 seconds. And the timestamps show that, and the IOC is going, yeah, no, you're right. But we already made our decision, and we can't go back. Our process does not permit us to go back and do the right thing. What the hell are we doing?
That's the part of it that makes zero sense. Is so you have one ruling and then nothing else?
All the evidence by every account is conclusive, correct?
Yes.
Then what are we doing? Just do the right thing and get it done. And you're playing with this girl's, and the Romanian girl too, right? This is one of those where, look, man, just give them both the bronze and let's move on. And you say absolutely not on that?
I don't feel as strongly about that based on, like, if the ruling was correct and they did it within the time limit and then that is your final order of finish, to say we're just going to award them because.
As opposed to not awarding the young lady who earned it a bronze. Because our rules are so screwed up, we're going to give it to the girl.
Well, it should be whoever was third.
Okay, but she's not getting it. And that's why
who it should be.
I agree with you. So I agree with you.
And I think the process is wrong that they can't get it right.
And I think they've screwed it up so bad that we're at a point now where fix this damn thing. And yeah, the only way to save face is to look even crappier. Does that make sense? You look worse, I guess, and look soft by everybody. You get a medal, and you get a medal, and you get a medal, and everybody, and you play Oprah on this damn thing. But you've screwed this thing up so bad at this point, and you've screwed with their emotions so badly. Hell, man, who's it going to hurt to give them both bronze? Honestly, who's it going to hurt? Does it hurt the integrity of the process? The integrity of the process is so hurt right now. How are you going to hurt it more?
Why not just give 5 through 10 a bronze?
Yeah, look, I know that's the answer, and you're not totally wrong on that. I know that's the answer. Like, the answer is the young lady who earned the bronze should get the bronze, but that's not where they landed because of some technicality. By the way, you should have got it right the first time. There shouldn't have even been an appeal process because you should have got it right the first time. So let me get this straight. You screwed up the first time. There's a 1 minute, which, by the way, a 1 minute appeal process. Like, that's all there is 1 minute. I got 60 seconds to see a score come up and realize you miscalculated, and I got to run over and somehow get. Okay, fine. That's crazy in its own right. I get it in within 47 seconds. You hear my appeal. You say, oh, you're right. You award it to her, then come back, and she goes, yay, and the other girl goes, wah. And then all of a sudden you say, oh, wait a minute. It came in 4 seconds late. Take it away from her. Now the girl who went yay now is crying. The other girl who was crying is now yaying. And then, wait a minute. No, the appeals process came in. We actually did. Here's a timestamp. We did get it within the protocol, within 47 seconds, inside of a minute. Oh, yeah, you're right. But, yeah, we don't have a way to go back and make it right. Is that right? The hell? I mean, just... Bottom line is do the right thing. Isn't it all about integrity and sport and doing the right? So JT, that's where I landed. Then give it to him, Bo, because you screwed it up so badly. I know you're not in favor of that, but would it bother you if they did at this point? It might, and I'm okay if it does.
When you get to this point,
yeah,
I wouldn't feel as bad as because they fumbled the bag so much and learning that, well, you come back and you make a decision, but even if that decision is wrong, there's not one more process you can do. At some point in time, like, the pills have to stop.
That's right.
But if it is, here's clear evidence that this decision was wrong.
Get it right.
But they're like, we go one verdict and we move on, because I think for them, they're like, we don't want to get in this mess. Well, you just made yourself a mess because there's a clear answer to it.
I'm not saying make a habit out of handing out a bunch of bronzes. Like, and to your point, give 5 through 10 of bronze. Let's not make a habit out of this. But you have made you vomited all over yourself. And it doesn't almost feel like the only way to me that it feels to clean this thing up, just give them both the bronze and get the hell out of there. Like, stop the bleeding at that point. I'm not a big fan of everybody gets a trophy. That's not what I'm telling you. But I think you've screwed this thing up. And by the way, we're talking about Jordan Childs. How about this poor Romanian girl that we don't even know her name? Like, she's a human being too, right? And the Romanians are fighting for her. There's emotions, and she competed, and she feels like she went in. To your point, she finished 4th. She did. But you have vomited so bad, you puked all over yourself at this point. I don't know how else to clean it up, man. And again, don't make a habit of this, but just say, we suck, and you both get a bronze. Congratulations. That's the answer. Or do the right thing and give it to the young lady who actually, I don't know, finished 3rd and earned the bronze. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. First AP preseason college football poll is out. Look, man, we're inside 2 weeks of getting this thing started. Take a look at the polls. I mean, I don't know what's there. Well, I do know what's there. A lot of logos that you see every single year, just in a little bit of a different order. But there's some interesting stuff in there. So we're going to hit that when we get back. Hey, who's watching your home when you're not there? Hope it's the good guys and not the bad guys. You know property crime's on the rise. You understand that police officer shortage continues to be an issue. That's why I've trusted International Protective Service for years to watch my home. IPS gives my family peace of mind, my neighbors as well. That's why my neighbors use them as well. When I travel, they come by multiple times a day. They do exterior checks, make sure the doors are locked, everything's safe around the house. A package gets dropped off on the porch, they pick it up to make sure somebody else does it. If you need them to pick up mail, newspaper, roll out the garbage cans on garbage day, they'll do that. They'll even roll them back for you. They've got officers strategically placed around Albuquerque, now in Santa Fe, and they react quickly to alarms. So if an alarm goes off, they're there within 7 minutes or less. Police a lot longer. They just cannot respond to all the calls that they get for service. So who's watching your home when you're gone on summer vacation or just on a weekend trip? A quick response to your alarm or standing guards at your business is what IPS does. You sleep better at night. Give them a call. 505-897-2420. Area code 505-897-2420. They're online at ipsglobal.com. IPS is passionate about making Albuquerque and Santa Fe better and safer places to live and work.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. on ProView Networks.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space, and you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here, and I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space, and you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows.
I think we've been on your show with you. You've been on my show.
I have been on yours, but thank you for coming in. He's the biggest star in the building. He's got his own name.
JJ, how are you doing? I don't get to see you in the window.
How are you?
I can barely hear you. How do you hear from this? I can barely hear.
What do you knew?
I had to turn. I didn't know you turned it all the way down.
Eric Strauss, House of Strauss over on News Radio KKOB. You listen to him every evening at 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock on the big powerhouse that it is. And he's going to go over and do an hour of the Bob Clark Show.
Yeah, at 9.
No, thanks. He has fantasy football questions. And I said, well, look at me, all perked up. All right, so
my wheelhouse.
So, JJ, I'm going to keep, and listen, tell me if this is dumb. You can call me dumb. I'm not going to, I see in my fantasy league, everybody gets their feelings hurt.
That's everyone.
It's like quit crying and let's play fantasy. But
everybody gets sensitive.
Okay, I'm keeping Pittman. This is our first year of doing a keeper. I got him in the 6th round. So it was either keep Aaron Jones or Pittman.
What round's Pittman or Jones?
I have the 3rd pick in the overall draft, 6th.
So does that mean you lose your 6th round
pick? I lose my 6th round pick for Pittman.
I think that's a great keeper.
You would keep him instead of Aaron Jones?
Absolutely.
Really?
At 6.
Okay, is he their number one?
I picked him up at 6.
Is he their number one receiver?
Yeah, he's their number one.
All right.
Outright number one wide receiver.
Right. And Richardson's back.
All right. Well, that's a good number one. That's a good keeper.
So
and then you have the 3rd pick?
Initially, my son was like, keep Justin Jefferson. I'm like, no, we have pick number 3.
Well, you're not going to get him at 3. He'll probably go 1 or 2, won't he?
No.
Who's
absolutely
McCaffrey
not.
And then who? Who's 2?
The number one picks are leaning. It's Christian McCaffrey, Tyreek Hill, CD Lamb, Jefferson.
And see, Tyreek Hill might be on the table. Would you rather have Tyreek Hill or Justin Jefferson?
In that scenario, I'd take Tyreek Hill.
Okay. See?
What if I told you I like CD Lamb instead of both?
Well, CD Lamb's a kept because the guy picked him up in the 2nd round.
Because I'm going to have the 3rd. I got the 3rd pick in that keeper.
See, 3rd pick's an interesting one. Is Brandon Vogt getting up?
No, he's got the sweet deal in there. He's good. He's got one more segment next door. Strauss is all nervous. All right, I don't want to be late for my shift.
Yeah, I don't want to. I'm like a teenager when it comes to radio. I get here like an hour early. You know this about me.
No, Strauss is funny. So I do your show. So your favorite teams?
Pittsburgh Steelers.
He's a Steeler guy. Who's your quarterback?
It's going to be Russell Wilson to start, unless he's totally injured.
How do you feel about that?
I feel great. I think we didn't pay anything for him. I think it's the first time, I'll be honest with you, the Steelers never do anything smart when it comes to trade, free agency. If we get Ayuk, I'm going to be thrilled. Pickens and Ayuk, pick your poison. One of those guys is going to be open.
That's right.
And Russell Wilson throws a good deep ball. I'm excited for this season, more excited than I've been. I said that last year. But Kenny Pickett didn't turn out to be anything we thought he was going to be.
He turned out everything you thought he was going to be. Don't you think?
What, JJ?
There was the hype coming off the preseason.
Yeah.
It was the offense looking good.
He had small hands, remember?
Small hands.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, I never saw that hurt him.
It never hurt him. He just wasn't that good. Where is he now? He's somebody's back.
Eagles.
Is that where
he played a good preseason game for the Eagles?
That's great.
He did.
That's good.
Yeah.
Who's your team again? You're the Rams.
Yeah.
And JJ, who's your Broncos? Oh, I hate the Broncos.
Strauss got it all figured out.
Man, I hate the Broncos, JJ.
Hey, what's on the big? What's on the big show next door? What are you going to
I'm gonna talk. They're bringing back the scooter program.
Are they the city scooter?
Yeah, the scooter.
Where was I just
Remember
the other day?
when the homeless were like putting them on their shoulder and riding them out?
Every city I go to's got them, and they're just laying all over the streets.
It's a train wreck. But like everything, if it doesn't work, just bring it back. Just keep bringing
like
stuff back.
Like the red light cameras?
Yeah, keep bringing it back. Keep bringing it back.
Like Russell Wilson?
Yeah, hey-oh.
It's kind of the same thing, isn't it? And Russell Wilson's going to be laying all over the place.
Is he going to make it?
Is he going to make what?
The hour?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'll make the hour.
Doing
you mean with my voice, JJ?
Oh, yeah. And then you got to do your show tonight?
I'm playing injured. I'll it all breaks out. I'm a professional. This is what we do.
Is politics giving you enough to talk about on the House of Strauss?
Oh,
I mean, I'm just asking.
Dude, it's brutal.
This is what
brutal.
do you mean brutal. This is your season. It's like football Monday every day for you.
So this is the thing. I remember Juan Velasco used to tell me the same thing. I love that guy.
Yeah.
He said, I get paid to party, Strauss.
That's right.
I mean, he literally got paid to party.
He did.
And he loved what he did. Politics is brutal. It's brutal.
You don't love what you do?
I love it, but it's hard. It's divisive. It's people go at you.
Are you coming by tomorrow too?
I might stop.
Strauss is by every morning now.
Hey, thanks for having me on, JJ. You're amazing as always.
Eric
I love
Strauss,
you, man.
the House of Strauss, News
Jeff,
Radio
thanks for all you
KKOB,
do,
Monday through Friday, 6 to 8. He is a machine.
Yeah,
he is beautiful.
Yeah.
Thanks for spending slumming it with us.
Yeah,
there.
thanks for right.
All right, I'll get into that top 25 and your reaction on Eddie Nunez is a top candidate for the job at Houston. According to the Houston Chronicle, he's the front runner for the athletic director job. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mir here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Your surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bach.
Thanks to the big dog for stopping in. I know I just threw that at you. Sorry about that. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Strauss was outside. I'm like, well, you want to come in? Like, you never have me on your show.
I think 5 minutes of Strauss could be a game changer for us.
I mean, Rod just said Strauss on the OD. It must be sweeps month, Jefferson. I got reaction from him on the text line. It says, this guy is the worst Steelers fan of all time. We don't do well in trades. Chase Claypool for the first pick in the second round that turned into Joey Porter Jr. Minkah Fitzpatrick trade landed us the best safety in football. If we get Ayuk, it won't cost us a first or a player. Get a real Steelers fan on your guy. You guys are killing me. Russell Wilson also sucks. Thank you. That was just kind of an improper. I mean, if you want to come on as a real Steeler fan, you can. I think he was just hanging out in the hallway.
Strauss acts is how the majority of the audience acts.
How's that?
Irrational, emotional, doesn't think things through. That's sports fans. Yeah. We're all that way.
Yeah, fair enough.
You try to have a rational conversation. Nope, that's not what people want to do. You want to bring facts to sports? Get out of here with that nonsense.
It's kind of like news, isn't it? You want to bring facts to this? Get out of here. Right? Don't look at me like that.
Telling me that Strauss doesn't bring facts to his conversation.
I didn't tell you that at all. No, that's not what I told you. That's hardly what I said. I said people, when they call in, don't let facts get in the way of whatever their argument is. Not all, some, possibly many. Why would you let facts get in the way of what you think?
That's not fun.
That's my point. JJ Buck's in action this weekend. Gopher says Heather Dyke in a Rio Grande rivalry game, and it counts. No more friendlies. The season's here this weekend.
That game is in Las Cruces.
You going down?
No.
Is that a Adam?
I don't know who does soccer for the Aggies.
Why am I forgetting my guy's name?
It's not Adam.
It's not?
No.
Adam Young. It's not him?
No.
All right.
Because it hasn't been in the past.
All right. Lobo Women's Soccer opens up on Friday, though. That's good. That's good. You get Lobo football a week from Saturday, by the way. The first poll of the season is out, boys and girls. The first, and I like the way the the College Football Playoff does it. That they don't release a poll until October, until there's actually been games and you've got something to, I don't know, release a poll on, as opposed to what you're reading and who transferred and whatever. But we've always had this. And so the first AP poll is out, and Georgia's number 1, and Ohio State is number 2, and Oregon is number 3, and Texas is number 4. Okay. Georgia, Ohio State, Oregon, Texas, Alabama. Ole Miss at number 6 interests me. Notre Dame 7, Penn State 8, Michigan 9, Florida State 10. There are no group of 5 teams in the top 25, which there will be at some point. The defending national champion Michigan Wolverines are the lowest ranked defending champion, I want to say, in like 10 years or something. Washington, who lost to Michigan in the championship game, is out. They aren't even in. They're the first team to reach the CFP and then be unranked the next season. I'm not going to lie. I looked at it. I glanced at it. I'm like, okay. And everybody I expected in some sort of jumbled order and cool. And
the only name that jumps out as,
Arizona?
Is Missouri.
Okay.
I think they're trying to find their footing in the SEC the last few years.
Yeah, Eli's done a job.
They're a sneaky contender this season.
Yeah, Missouri at number 11, and they play in the SEC, though.
Which now 12-team college football playoff.
I agree. What about Arizona at 21? Does that interest you? That's on the Lobos schedule. That's the second game for the Lobos. That's who Arizona opens up with New Mexico.
It is very interesting.
Yeah.
Brett Brennan taking over the program.
Danny Gonzalez is there.
Danny Gonzalez, defense coordinator. All the storylines heading to week 2 at a new look Big 12, where they're going to have to overcome Utah still.
Yeah. Utah's number 12. You get a game on Labor Day weekend Sunday, LSU SC. I just got my tickets for that, by the way, at Allegiant Stadium where the Raiders play. LSU USC on a Sunday. It'll be a 5:30 Mountain Time kickoff. LSU SC, and it should be sold out in Vegas. I mean, that's
taking the family.
I'm just going to go with me on that one. Addie's got the first Michigan game of the year that year. They play that week. They play Fresno State on Saturday. She'll be there when Jim Harbaugh gets rolled out as the honorary captain for Michigan football. By the way, and I know I said this yesterday, it's the ultimate finger in the air by Michigan. That place is going to go freaking bonkers when they roll Harbaugh out onto the field pregame at the Big House, sold out. I mean,
you wouldn't expect anything different.
God bless them.
It's same like Houston Astro fans are like, bleep you, we don't care.
Very, very similar. Yeah.
Harbaugh missed some games. They didn't take away anything for the sign stealing. They didn't take away anything. And if you look at recruiting violations in 2020, that's not going to make you feel bad about winning an ad.
When everyone was just trying to stay alive, and when you were calling someone on a Tuesday and saying, let's play on Friday. Right? I mean, we hear all the time.
Now, if anything, it's the, sign stealing stuff that.
But that has nothing to do with what this is.
So, yeah, that's why, this is.
The sign stealing stuff is so totally different than what Harbaugh's getting popped for.
What is he going to. So, I don't. Other than, we had the conversation. Does it change how you feel about Harbaugh? Probably just a little bit how defiant he was.
Yeah.
Like he didn't do anything. Well, obviously he did something.
Well, he did, dude. And look, the guy has cheated, and he's gotten
it's not
caught.
To the point where I'm like, you need to return that national title.
Right. The reason I asked that question the other day, do you feel different about Harbaugh? Look, he's cheated. He's gotten caught for cheating, and he's been so defiant and bleep you about cheating where it's like, come on, man. Like you did it. And you can tell me the rules are ridiculous or whatever, but they are the rules, and you broke the rules, and you got caught. And the only reason you can be this defiant is because you got an $80 million contract with the Chargers, and you don't ever have to go back to that mess. Can we have Addie on Tuesday after Labor Day just to talk about the experience of when Harbaugh was in the building?
Buzzing.
Like maybe just her first experience at the Big House for college football. I mean, a kid who grew up on New Mexico football and then is going to go to the Big House for that game. I'm just asking. You can tell me no. You can control editorial.
You can do whatever
content.
you want. I'm not going to tell you
no.
You
can control editorial content then. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610 for whatever the hell you pay a tax or a toll for. Text line, man, who the hell was that guy you just had on? So he's on KOB 96.3 FM. I was LMAO listening to him. Thanks, Jeff. It's John in the Duke City, Go UNM Lobos, and my Denver Broncos. It was Eric Strauss, man. I mean, he's like the biggest star in the building, isn't he? I mean, he's got his own line of clothing. Eric Strauss hats. Look at him over there. He comes up with more paper than a phone book. Like he just lays it all out. If you ever come in to see his show, the amount of files he's got.
Yeah. He's a prepper.
He's a prepper.
I would say that the polling between you and Strauss would be very close.
In regards to what?
The biggest star in the building.
That guy's he's a star.
Like we're talking presidential election level polling. Like just margin of error very slim.
When's the debate? That actually would be really fun. Because Strauss doesn't let you get a word in.
No. He's like, I got a question for you, but I'm never going to let you answer
exactly. And then he says, no, I let you talk. Wait, and then he cuts you off. Let me talk. But he's really good at what he does. He's really, really good at it. All right, 505-246-0610. When we come back, I'm going to reset for you. I know we've got a new audience in the 9 o'clock. The latest on the Houston Athletic Director search. You're very, very quiet on that. Only a few respondents on that today, which is, I don't know if that's telling in its own right or what. And boy, his name just came up, this wide receiver. He's been placed on the injured reserve list. That's for a team that needs receivers. That's interesting as well. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space, and you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Try this shit better than all my intentions. Locked in shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, taint, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space, and you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Try this shit better than all my intentions. Locked in shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony.
Opening drive, Jeff Sibbieta, JJ Buck. If you're just joining us or if you haven't heard what's going on today, Eddie Nunez, according to the Houston Chronicle, is the front runner or a front runner for the athletic director job at Houston. Chris Pesman was let go a couple months ago, and they said there's some finalists, and Eddie's picture was on the cover or the front of the sports page yesterday. And what do I know about it? And I know that they've had a conversation. I know Houston did reach out to Eddie, and I got to believe this is a situation where he would listen. I got to believe that this is something where why wouldn't you listen? It's a Big 12 job with an athletic department budget of over $1 million, $100 million. Yours is about 48. They're in the Big 12. They've got a lot of potential. It's the next step up, dude. I think Eddie at some point would love to get the Florida job or the Auburn job or one of those jobs. And this is the next step towards that. And if he gets it, and it's an if now, but if he gets it, I think you shake his hand, say thanks for what you did, and you move on. Talking politics. He's the biggest divider on the air. What is he talking about? He was talking about the Steelers, man, and fantasy football. He wasn't divisive. He was asking you who he should keep, right? Michael Pittman or Aaron Jones?
I don't think you heard the answer, though, but he did ask me the question.
It's so right. It's so right.
I think what we do need, maybe the fantasy football minute. Maybe I could produce something. Could start knocking those out.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, heck, maybe you take a couple of days next week or a couple segments next week and just take fantasy football questions. Because everybody's got the draft. I've got to talk to you about it. I got to go through. I've got a one keeper league, and I got the third pick yesterday. Third's interesting.
I like third. I ended up with the number 1 overall pick in our big league, and kind of don't want to pick number 1. I don't like it. Now I have to deal with it.
So, if I've got a receiver, if I keep Puka Nacua, do I go receiver or do I go running back?
Is it standard scoring?
It's this PPR, and it's snake, so it's not going to come back around for a while. It's like a 12-team league. Maybe 14.
Well, some of that, too, is once
Could be
you
14.
know the keepers.
Yeah.
Just little things like that can help you make that decision. Okay, the top 5 running backs are going to be
gone,
kept. So if I'm keeping wide receiver X here, let me jump in and slid up from my RB1 and then take your chances. The draft strategy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of variables.
Right, don't.
And that's why when you talk, it's everyone's question is a little bit different. Everyone's league is just a little bit different.
Don't draft Chase Claypool. Like Jeff, I was going to late. Injured reserve, missed almost all of training camp. He's got a toe injury that he sustained back in July. Hasn't been on the field since. He was described as day-to-day. He was at Buffalo practices. He was at the preseason game against the Bears, but he's out for a while. Quote, this is Sean McDermott, their head coach. It's a shame because some of the new players have missed a considerable amount of time, Chase being one of them. It's just hard to evaluate when the players aren't out there, whether it's Chase or anybody. And I know he's fighting like crazy to get back, and we're anxious to have him, end quote. 26, signed with the Bills after the draft on a one-year deal. It's a team that's dying for receivers, isn't it?
I think the Bills are going to be okay.
I agree with you. And I know here's my take on the Bills, because you and I think are really, really on the same page here. I think they take a little bit of a hit defensively. But I know everybody's on somebody else in that division. And I'm kind of where you are. I worry about them a little bit more defensively than I do anything else. But I think Keon Coleman is going to be terrific. And I think Khalil Shakir is very good. And Curtis Samuel has been a good piece everywhere he's been. So I'm not buying in because you lost Diggs. All of a sudden they fall apart. And by the way, how good was Stephon Diggs last year? He wasn't that good. What did he do for him?
Diggs was good until the final 6 weeks of the season when
it mattered.
The offense did change a little bit. They didn't force feed Stephon Diggs. Josh Allen is the caliber of quarterback that he raises the talent around him, and he is so good on the ground. He's scored like 15 rushing touchdowns, so he's going to produce. And Keon Coleman is a first-round talent that they got pretty much first pick of the second round.
Yeah.
Dalton Kincaid is a tight end that they drafted in the first round last year. He can be target one in a passing game. You mentioned it. Curtis Samuel, Khalil Shakir are viable weapons. James Cook is a good running back. The Bills are fine.
I think so, too. All right, 505-246-0610. You guys are ringing the phones. Let's hear what you have to say. Rudy, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal.
Hey, good morning. Do you find it ironic that Eddie Nunez is a finalist for the Houston job, and that's where Rudy Davalos came from to go to New Mexico?
I hadn't really thought about that, but that's interesting.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Little irony there for people out there.
Yeah, I hadn't really thought about that. But, Rudy came here, and he was here 14 years after being at Houston. Yeah, it's interesting.
Right. Yeah, and he hired that Jenkins, who was considered the mad scientist of offensive football, had Andre Ware. I guess he won the Heisman Trophy there at Houston, right?
Yeah, he was pretty good when Rudy was there. Yeah.
Yeah, they had a good run there. Rudy had a good run here. Eddie's had a good run. I don't know if it's his time to leave or not. I don't know if the final piece of the puzzle is not only showing that you hire the right coach, but he wins in football. And that might be what's held Eddie back from other searches. So we'll see. I always wish everybody good luck. And if he does leave, that leaves a void. But UNM needs to always think about that. And who knows how much longer we'll have our president. I don't know how much longer Garnett Stokes
she's thinking
wants
about
to hang
retiring.
around. So everything's always in flux, and that's why you have to always keep one eye looking to the future, but, take care of business today. So with that said, I hope everybody's out there on the 24th and comes out and watches the new football program under Bronco Mendenhall. People whine and cry. Now it's your time to step up, right?
You got a whole bunch of stuff to look forward to, and it's time. You got 5 home games, and one of them's in a week from Saturday. So it's time.
Right. Five limited chances to see this team, maybe 6.
Yeah. Well, buy your tickets for the 6th anyway. Get out there for the bowl game.
There's always that extra game for the New Mexico Bowl, so it's a lot for football fans to look forward to. It might not be the Rose Bowl, but it's a great bowl game, and I wish people would embrace it just a little more. We have good participation. I'd like to see that thing sold out every year.
Yeah, me too. All right, man. Appreciate you.
Okay.
Thanks. Mike, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Mike.
Hey, good morning, guys. Thanks for taking my call. Man, right before I got on, JJ just said everything that I was going to say, about Josh Allen really being the caliber of quarterback that raises the play. And the point I was going to bring up is, like, with a guy like Josh Allen, it's sort of like Patrick Mahomes, Hollywood Brown, he gets hurt, he gets taken to the hospital after his first catch. It's like, do you really have to go through the roster, the depth chart, and look to check who Patrick Mahomes' receivers are, who his pass catchers are? No, you don't. It doesn't matter if you just pulled in a couple of guys off the street. Mahomes is going to raise their level of play. Josh Allen's going to do the same thing. And what I wanted to touch on was, what do you guys think about, there's this big old debate, Jordan Love, Tua getting their money. I think Jordan Love, personally, is going to be the kind of guy that, especially with the group around him there in Green Bay, he's going to raise everybody's talent. He's that guy. But what do you think about Tua? I personally don't think he's that guy.
You and I are on the same page. I think you and I are on the same page. I think Tua is a good quarterback that has been blessed now with 2 great receivers. And wow. I think you don't think he's been blessed with 2 great receivers, with Waddle and Tyreek Hill?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. He's been blessed with an incredible receiving core, not to mention A-Chain, the young kid they just drafted this year. His name is slipping me. And then Mostert. Mostert is a fantastic running back. The squad around Tua is superb. But at the same time, this guy can't put the team on his back. And I feel like that's what a franchise quarterback is. You're going to get franchise quarterback money. When the going gets tough, you got to step up and make that win and get the thing for you. So anyway, appreciate you guys taking my call. Have a great day.
Thanks, Mike. Look, JJ, I don't know where you are on Tua. I think he's good, and in this situation, he may earn his pay because it's almost hard to screw it up as good as he's got it. I don't know that I think he's a guy that elevates everybody around him, but I think everybody may elevate him to a point where they're dangerous this year. And I know people are backing off on A-Chain, and I'm not even sure why. But Tua has everything you would ever need to succeed.
He does, and I think this is one where the Miami had the chance to change the quarterback landscape. The next one didn't have to be the biggest one, and
but somebody's got to agree to that on the other side, right?
And then I would have said peace out to Tua, because he's not a difference maker. I don't think he can win playoff games on the road.
I agree with
I don't think he can beat Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. It was right there for him last year.
And that was a playoff game. Even though that was the last game of the year, that was a playoff game. Yeah.
So I'm not abandoning Tua because I've talked about this all the time. I think we struggle as just sports fans to look at the quarterback position and think, well, if you're not elite, you're not good. Well, there's only always a handful of elite guys. It doesn't mean stop trying to find that, but it also doesn't mean throw away a good quarterback that keeps you competitive and you can win double-digit games and then have a chance to build a team that takes that next step. And I think that's what the challenge is going to be, is who's going to put up his numbers, Tyreek, Jalen Waddle, that running back room. It's going to look good. But to me, they're a fantasy football team and not a real-life football.
It's interesting. But it's actually really interesting.
Because I think in a couple years, people are going to be looking at that contract and go, man.
Why? See, I don't buy him, but I buy the situation. Like, to me, I still think the Bills are going to win that division. I think it's Bills, Dolphins, Jets.
And it's crazy to look at it, and we're sitting there going, "Oh, they paid Tua too much," and
they paid both receivers.
But when you look at the list, he's still only the 11th highest paid quarterback in the NFL, which actually is a solid slot.
All right, when we come back, this quarterback hadn't played in the league in 7 years. Ain't nobody wanted him. He's training, pushing to make an NFL comeback. Really? We're going to go here again? Yeah, probably. It's next on the opening drive. Hey, you hosting an event? You got holiday parties coming up. It's about that time. I know, like with school starting and going into football season, it's time to start thinking about that holiday party. Or whether it's a bridal reception or a wedding, or think about the Albuquerque Convention Center. Right in downtown, they got over 600,000 square feet of flexible indoor and outdoor meeting space, local art throughout the building, and a mosaic on the outside, handmade by the community. The Kiva Auditorium is right there, concessions and bars, great eats and drinks menu. The staff, the service is impeccable, and the parking structure adjacent to the facility makes it easy for everybody to get in and out. The convention center can handle whatever it is your group size happens to be, large, not so large, gigantic, whether it's a convention or a couple of people getting together and having a meeting. Think about the convention center right in the middle of downtown. The food is great. The service is great. That's why the Isleta New Mexico Bowl continues to host events there every year. We bring our teams there because they take care of our student athletes. And then I've been to how many events there? I mean, countless. And every one of them is great. The service is great. Go check out what they got going on. If you've got an event, do not go any further than looking at the, or at least give them a look, because I know they got a spot for you. Be at the center of it all. Visit albuquerquecc.com for more information. That's albuquerquecc.com. Or give them a call. Area code 505-768-4575. That's 505-768-4575.
Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures.
Before that public workout, halftime of the Michigan spring game, he threw in front of the Michigan fans and Jim Harbaugh.
Dude, the Chargers.
There's Harbaugh. And they need a quarterback.
That's the only opportunity that he'll ever have to take a step back into an NFL locker.
So you and I...
Right now, at this moment.
You know, you and I both firmly believe it's never happened. Justin Herbert is hurt. Now, how badly is he hurt? I don't know. What's the injury on Herbert?
Plantar fasciitis.
All right, so that's a foot injury that's not going away. Yeah, it's just not going away. Their backup quarterbacks are Easton Stick, Max Duggan, and Luis Perez. You're like, wait, what? Max Duggan, I remember that guy. Yeah, that was the guy that took TCU to the national championship game. Easton Stick, how has this come up twice in one day on this show? North Dakota State. And Luis Perez is a free agent from Texas A&M Commerce.
The Lions.
I mean, to your point, if it is ever going to happen.
That quarterback room.
And it's not going to happen, I don't think.
It's not going to happen. But that quarterback room versus dude who hasn't played NFL football for 7 years. You might be like, you know what? I'm going to give the dude who hasn't played football for 7 years an opportunity.
Well, dude who hasn't played, I mean, whatever you think of him as a human or as a quarterback, dude who hadn't played football in 7 years did quarterback a team to the Super Bowl, did he not?
Who was head coach of that team?
The same guy who's the head coach of the Chargers. The same guy who offered him that open workout at Michigan.
It's now or never.
And the same guy who loves to do stuff to just his own way.
If Colin Kaepernick was true about playing football, he'd exhaust everything he had left to get a camp tryout.
What does that mean?
To do something.
So what does he got to do?
They say, Jim, I know you let me work out, but this is it. This is the last thing I'll ever ask for when it comes to.
But how does he make the team now? I mean, you're 2 weeks, 3 weeks from the beginning of the season. You're deep into camp. How are you bringing him now and jumping him over these guys who know the offense? Who
Luis Perez doesn't know the offense, and it's been a week.
I'm not worried about Luis Perez, dude. With all due respect, it's Easton Stick and Max Duggan.
Because knowing the offense still made you 0-4 as a starter last year when you were Easton Stick.
Easton Stick? Huh. No, they're in trouble, dude. If Herbert cannot play, they are in trouble.
If there was, that's what I'm saying. If there was any truth to it, other than Colin Kaepernick staying in the headlines because he'll do an interview and say this,
and that's why he got in there, right?
Give me this chance to just throw some footballs in practice.
And if you're Jim Harbaugh, dude calls you today, hey, or somebody by now, like this headline is the top running thing on CBS Sports right now. So somebody's already gone into Harbaugh's office and said, hey, what do you think?
And if Jim says no, Colin Kaepernick can say all he wants. He'd like an opportunity. It's never happening.
But there's nowhere else, right? That was the guy who gave him a chance to work out. That was the guy who was his head coach when he went to the Super Bowl. And again, dude, I have no idea if he's any better than Easton Stick or Duggan or Luis Perez. I have no idea. Nor do you, by the way. Anybody who's going to come and scream, you have no idea what he is like 7 years after the last time he played. You have none. Well, Jeffy's been working out. Okay, that's great. I mean, playing makes you better, doesn't it? Sitting around doesn't make you any better. Like, your football skills don't get better 7 years of inactivity. Well, he's out throwing the ball around. Okay. I mean, there's no way you can convince me you can throw Colin Kaepernick out there in 3 weeks and he's going to win an NFL football. Tell me I'm wrong.
I can't convince you that.
Yeah.
But
I mean, do you feel that?
I don't think it's crazy to see him
on a roster.
On that roster, just in terms of the only shot that he'll have to.
I'm with you there. And there I'm with you. All right. Let me ask you something. So, got a young guy in here, Austin, thinking about doing this for a career. We're just talking about some football off the air. If you were to bet right now, who's got the number one pick in next year's NFL draft? I mean, the front runners are Carolina, the Patriots, the Broncos, right?
I would bet New England.
Okay. I would too. So let's say New England's get the number one pick next year in the draft. They just drafted a quarterback. Cowboys finish, let's just say 9-8. Okay? They get rid of Mike McCarthy. I got two questions for you. Who head coach of the Cowboys will be who? If I Bill Belichick or Deion Sanders?
I think the answer to that question could be if they are able to get the number one overall.
And the number one pick in this scenario lies with New England, and they just drafted a quarterback. That pick is for sale. Cowboys go up and they give you 3 number ones and a number 4, and they get the number one pick to draft Shador. I mean, am I talking out my little crevice right now?
No. In this what-if world, if Shador Sanders is number one pick for the Cowboys, I could see Deion Sanders
being their head coach.
Because that doesn't feel like something Bill Belichick would step into.
How about the irony, though, if Bill Belichick ends up getting that job and they trade with the Patriots to get the number one pick? I think that'd be beautiful, too. But, I mean, I'm watching this thing play out from where I sit 1,000 yards away. And the reality is the Patriots could end up with the first overall pick. The reality is the Cowboys could be in the middle of the pack, right? With a something team pick and needing a quarterback and having a new head coach. And so Jerry would spend 3 first-round picks to go get that number one, wouldn't he? And is Shador right up his alley? His daddy played for him. Whether or not Deion's his head coach or not, he's right up his alley. I mean, this thing feels like it's just playing out exactly how Cowboy fan wants it to, I think.
Do they?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I mean, would they rather win this year?
I don't think that. I think there's a strong portion of Cowboy fans that don't think whatever Jerry Jones is a part of is going to work.
That's fine, but he's not going away until he goes away. And by the way, when he's done, his kid takes over.
Because they would trade 3 first-round picks, draft Shador, and then people would be complaining they overpaid.
Yeah, that's right. Well, what's the price going to be for that first-round pick?
To get to number one.
Kind of about where I'm talking, right? Kind of about where I'm talking, because you're coming out of the teens. You're not coming out of number 3 or 4, right? You're coming out of the teens, so you're dropping the team way down this year.
So 9-1.
Yeah, but this would
Carolina
2.
That pick
and DJ Moore.
That pick, DJ Moore, and next year's first,
which ended up being the number one overall. Right? So from going to 9-1 was 2 first-round picks and a good receiver. And there was somebody else in there. I think there was another pick. So to go from something teen to number one, and knowing how desperate they are for quarterback, yes, that's your scenario. straight up, who?
So it's pretty much 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks for Carolina to go.
The Bears for the Bears to go up. No. I mean, from Carolina to go up for the Bears. Yeah. 2 first rounds and 2. What was it?
2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks.
All right. So to go from something team to go up, it's 3 firsts and a second, or 3 firsts and a third. Huh. Well, that's what it is. It's straight up without the Shador scenario. Although you got to throw that into it. Next year's head coach of the Cowboys is A, Mike McCarthy, B, Bill Belichick, 3, Deion Sanders, or A, B, 3, 4, A, B, C, bleep it. McCarthy, Belichick, Sanders, or somebody else. That's a good poll, dude.
Yes.
This time next year, the head coach of the Cowboys is Mike McCarthy, Bill Belichick, Deion Sanders, or someone else. Bill Belichick. And you don't think Belichick would want that quarterback?
I don't think Bill Belichick would take a job where he wouldn't be able to make that pick.
Why wouldn't he be able to make that pick?
What if he doesn't like Shador Sanders?
Then he takes who he wants. I think Jerry would let him take it at that point. No?
Don't think so. No, Jerry Jones.
Well, okay, but what if they both agree that he's the guy? Then he would take the job, right? Austin, talking to the mic. Who do you think? Who's going to be the head coach of the Cowboys next year?
I'm thinking Belichick.
He's on Belichick too.
Yeah, not that I
That'll
want to
kill
happen.
you, won't it? He's a Patriots guy.
I think McCarthy's getting fired.
Yeah, we all do. If they don't go to the NFC Championship game, I mean, we all think he's out, and we don't think they're that good this year. So, what would your check be? You can go with D, none of the above.
Yeah, I'm fascinated by where Bill Belichick lands.
I know.
Because it's just easy to say, oh, he's going to go to Dallas.
Well, he could be the Giants.
I would say Philadelphia is in play before
100%.
Cowboys.
100%. Giants,
Especially
Eagles, Cowboys.
Learning about how big of a disconnect last year there was between Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni and the stories that have come out over the last couple of weeks.
What about the Jets? What about the Jets? Although, if they stink and then Rodgers retires, I don't know that he's going to want a whole reclamation project. But they're going to be in line for that number 1 pick then, to trade up. Because with that roster, minus Aaron Rodgers, new head coach. But you start looking around, all right, who might be in line for a coach next year? Jets, Eagles, Giants. Those are places that are right up his alley, right? I don't think the Raiders will be. Hell, McVay may retire every year. He says he might retire with the Rams, right? I don't think he takes Seattle. I don't think Tampa Bay's open. Oh, that'd be interesting.
Seattle's one of those teams that would they'd have a first-year coach. It would have to be.
Yeah, so it's not Seattle. Oh, Tampa Bay is interesting because it's Florida, and that's where old Patriots go to retire. This is what it is. Everybody from up there. All right, we'll wrap it up when we get back. 505-246-0610. And everything you got to know as you go through your Tuesday. On the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
This former science with a Sports Minute.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, taint, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and
I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Cross-Camara here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Tuesday, what do you got to know as you go through your day? It's really weird, dude. Are you having Olympic withdrawals? Like, are you going home and wanting to put on the Olympics and see some diving or some boxing or some wrestling or some gymnastics or some swimming and it's just not there anymore?
So my time with my college football dynasty. Get back in school.
You know,
working on my dynasty.
On that, it says, Travis sent a football question to get you started. Who will be the most valuable fantasy football stack this season?
I think there's a lot of value in Buffalo with, Josh Allen. If you're someone that just wants to get one of those quarterbacks high, second, third round, but then you can back him up, say Dalton Kincaid, who I think has potential to be a top 4 tight end
Coleman?
In the 5th round. Keon Coleman going 8th or 9th round.
Yeah.
Good there. If you wait on quarterbacks, if you get Tyreek Hill early, Jalen Waddle's value is 3rd or 4th round. Tua is going in the 10th round.
Yeah, I mean, obviously those guys got to get theirs, and Tua's going to throw them to him. It's just one of those real things I struggle there. All right.
Well, this is too where we have these conversations. Sometimes they bleed over into each other. I'm not worried that Tua can't win a game in the playoffs right now. Can Tua get me 18 points per game with some spike weeks?
Two different
if I'm
conversations.
waiting on quarterback.
Two different conversations. Yep. Text line says couple of things here. Is it both today? Or 3 of them today? All right, Olympic thought of the day. Netherlands female runner who got bronze in the 5,000 and 10,000, then won the marathon, said, I get tired walking from the den to the fridge. I would too, man. I would too. It's also from Terry. He says, maybe not quite right, Rudy. Wishing everyone well who leaves UNM. And Strauss letting callers speak freely on his show. Just saying. Belichick hates the Jets. Last year screwed the Jets by trading picks with the Steelers. He does have a little against that. And then this other one says, oh, that was the same one. Each Charger quarterback is fighting for a job. Don't be replaceable because the staff is always looking to upgrade. Look, if Kaepernick's ever going to get back in, it's going to be there. I mean, like ever. And I don't think he will. You know what we did instead of the Olympics last night, by the way? We're at dinner. And Addie was like overwhelmed, like literally, you know. And I said, well, show me your list for college. Like what, you know, and so she pulls out her phone. I'm like, where are the check marks? She kind of looked at me. I said, all right, babe. We finished up dinner. And I said, you want to go to Target? She's like,
Yes.
yes.
I always want to go to Target.
And loaded up a big old cart at Target. And, you know, I mean, sheets, a lamp, shower caps to bug spray to a thing for the closet to organize. I mean, and she's like,
you have to get a trailer?
No, dude. So, and she's like, and I'm taking these towels and I got this pillow. And I'm like, all right, so go home. Let's just pull everything you said you got, check them off. You're like, literally, this is daunting. And Austin's sitting here just going, wait, what? Like, it's daunting.
That's why I was on the 11-year plan.
Yeah, dude. No, whatever fits in this vehicle I rent is what's going. Otherwise, it's
spaced it out, made it work.
All right, what do you got to know as you go through your day and what people are going to be talking about? A lot of people around here, and I've been asked in the hallways a few times, is Eddie Nunez really going to Houston? Maybe. And I think if they offer him the job, I got to believe he's going to consider it. University of Houston, according to the Houston Chronicle, has Eddie Nunez, the New Mexico athletic director, as the top candidate to replace Chris Pesman as the athletic director in Houston. Big 12 school, $100 million athletic budget. They have had conversations. I do know that. I do know Houston reached out to Eddie. I do know, there's been a conversation or two, and there'll probably be more. And if this is a job that they offer, you got to believe this is one he considers. So keep an eye and an ear on that. But this is hot and it's moving and it's fluid. And according to the Chronicle, they're about ready to go. And it's been something that's gone on for a few months. So that's around here. That's what people are going to be talking about. Arbitration panel ruled against the American gymnast in this bronze medal situation. Jordan Childs is being ordered to return the bronze medal. The U.S. is appealing all the way to like some Swiss federal tribunal. Is that like the overruling world court? The Swiss federal tribunal. Figure it out, man. Just do the right thing here. And if the right thing is, you can't do the right thing, then give them both a damn medal. It's a bronze medal in a floor exercise in the women's gymnastics. But figure it out, because this shouldn't be that hard. Chase Claypool's on the injured reserve list. We're just talking about the Bills. And I think people are going to be talking about the White Sox beating the crud out of the Yankees yesterday by a score of 12-2, only because how is that horrible team beating that really good team by that? And the answer is, JJ, it's baseball. Or as Mike Bobo used to tell us, well, football's football.
Football.
Baseball's baseball. What else? Did I miss anything today? You got anything? Yeah, that's what I thought. All right. And Colin Kaepernick says he's still training for the NFL. He spoke to somebody, and so it made a headline today. I mean, really, right? Other else?
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks. Who's with us today? Eric Strauss was with us today. We never called it Special Olympics, guys.
I think that was supposed to be Wednesday anyway.
Is it?
Yeah.
Makes me feel better. I mean, is it supposed to be Wednesday? Whew. All right. So that's tomorrow. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowards after that. 2 Men On is in at 4. Isotopes are in Round Rock this week. They will be here after that. We're back with award-winning radio tomorrow morning starting at 7 a.m. Good to have Austin in from the Albuquerque Academy. Hope we, I don't know.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hope we didn't hurt you. Adrian, great job. Looks great on the video side. Big day for you.
Huge day.
All right. Enjoy it. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you tomorrow.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Murcia. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Cross-Camara here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Try this shit better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I give you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.